play my theme song.
Style. Style is the answer to everything. A fresh way to approach a dull or dangerous thing. To do a dangerous thing with style is what I call art.
Welcome back. So today, that's Boney right there. We're dropping the 4 inches and the 6 inches, and then we're gonna inspect the gasket surface on these flanges right here. So that's all we got all day right now. Let's have at it. Right. A little tool room duty early on in the night, you know what I'm saying? I got a special guest today. This guy, you can call him Baby Crane. You can call him Mr. Toshara. You can call him Mr. Marathon. But to me, Jeff. Introduce
Geoffrey Alailefaleula.
I love that name. It's pretty.
That's about it, man.
That's right.
It's out here working.
That's right. How the boy doing?
Good, man.
Yeah.
He's good. Boys are good.
Get big, tall, bro.
Sure.
Yeah, I see them at Chevron. I thought it was one of the hands saying goodbye to you, like I said earlier. It was your boy with the long. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, shout out to Jet and Briggs.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's right.
It's funny, they be watching this stuff and they be asking me, when are you going to get on the dad? So,
serious?
Hey, I'm here.
Serious? Wow. Shout out to my little nephews, man. Wow, that's crazy. So we're going to get into Pops right now, you know. So what kind of questions we going to ask him? You know, first off,
my dad knew a guy, and then he was starting up a little exchange crew. Asked me if I wanted to be a part of it. I think it was mid-20s at that time.
oh, wow.
So I ended up jumping on and then started going chasing turnarounds for a little bit.
Right.
And then learned here and there, and then I started networking, and then started moving on my own.
Right.
Yeah.
But you was active over there at the rigging loft and everything.
Yeah.
But what I can tell, like I told you last week, me and Mouse or Larry got called up to the tank farm. You guys were Brinson, we're all with Brinson. You guys had a job, y'all were installing, I think, a 4-inch or a 6-inch valve. Way in the back by the tank farm, and I pulled up and I was like, "Where is the damn crane?" And I'm like, "Hurry up, man!" Hey. And then you got signed to just in. I seen you carrying it up the ladder. You know what I mean? Tell you a story about that, right? This guy, and we was like, but I got there first because I was in the rigging truck, and I said, no, it was Larry. And I said, hey, Larry, you gotta, put the pep in your step because I know about this guy, right? So he didn't know who I was talking about. He goes, man, these guys can wait, man. And I said, no, I'm telling you, it's Jeff. He was like, oh, shit. You know what? He's gonna make us look stupid. Come on, let's go. So he's coming, right? All the while, he's trying to set up. and Geoffrey has the valve up already, and I see him climbing with his. I think it was a scaffold. Yeah, it was, because you had your harness on, and you climbing with it by on the fly. And I'm like, too late, bro. I told you. He was like, why you didn't tell me it was Geoffrey? Damn. I was like, I did tell you. Yeah, after your whole conversation, you know, you like to talk long, too loud. Right, so this guy, like, he known for that. And also, that's why they call him Baby Crank. Because he is a crank. And, you know, that's, horsepower ain't got nothing on this. Human power. Like, this guy, he climbed it up, boom, 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 boom. It was, okay, y'all didn't need us. So, mind you, it was muddy, right? It was so muddy in the tank for him. And I had to pull the mud flaps on the, you know, the outriggers. And I flopped. You didn't see it. Lucky you didn't see it, because you would have laughed at me. And I flopped them. I was all dirty. He was like, you ain't getting in my truck with that. No, you ain't. I said, watch me. Shit. That's what you get for taking so long. So we put the mud flaps on. He was gone and I was gone. And that was like one of my fondest stories about your dad. I mean, this fool was putting it down. And then when I seen him just a couple months at Chevron, and I was like, oh, this motherfucker over here. So I was like, oh yeah, you ain't gotta never worry about Ray, because I already know your pedigree. Yeah, I mean, you know, that's the fondest memory of Pops. I mean, along with others, because he kept jumping around at Sorrow. And then, yeah, man, you know, I was like, then he got hired on. I was so happy. I was like, that's cool, man. But, you know, that's one of the, you know, he's finally on the grind. And, you know, I'm so happy for his son. And he gonna go, bro. He gonna go.
Yeah,
he is gonna go, bro. And you're investing the right time, the right amount of, you know, effort and energy, everything. Because Polly's, they're running the drive now.
I mean, he's probably, well, I mean, last time I measured him, he was 5'3", but that was, shoot, last summer. And he's grown 6.
Yes.
Hasn't got his growth spurt yet, but I'm looking at him to be, I mean, because my wife's tall as well. She's a little over 6 foot.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, so.
Oh, both of y'all is tall.
Yeah. And he's 13, so he's got a ways to go.
Dude.
I mean, for me personally, like, I didn't get my growth spurt until 14 and a half.
Damn.
So it was like my freshman year in high school. That's when I hit.
So it's just like you.
Yeah, so, I mean, I know that kids, like, they either get it early, they get it right around the time that usually happens, or they get it, like, pretty late. So, I mean, the fact that he hasn't done it yet, or he hasn't gotten his growth spurt, I'm already looking like he's going to be either my height or even taller.
Yeah, even taller. Right.
And then I got my little boy, 7 years old, and all the measurables where my oldest son Jet was at his age, like my younger son Briggs is kind of like, he's way over that. So I'm pretty sure he's going to be a lot taller, a lot bigger than Jet will be.
And they need that height, because them linemen, they're like 6'3", 6'4", 350 pounds. Yeah. And they got to be able to tower to look over them, you know, to throw that rock.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yep.
Damn.
So I'm just putting in the work now. We're in the off season right now with football, so just taking him to like a speed and agility coach, the one that works him out, and he also has a quarterback coach that we go to as well. But just trying to network here and there. You know what I mean? I got a bunch of other Samoan dads. You know what I mean? That invested a lot in their kids. You know what I mean? Like Dave. You know what I mean? Lele, he's one guy that I look at as, in a sense, like a mentor, or just seeing what he did with his boys. Same thing with my boy Nick. Yeah, like him with Nico and Madden, man. Like, I know he's just doing it for his kids because those are his kids investing, but at the same time, man, like they're inspiration, you know? Especially for me, like I got 2 boys, and these are the only 2 kids that I'm planning, like me and my wife are planning on having. So it's just like the thing I want to do is be able to set them up to be able to succeed. I mean, get everything that I didn't get. You know what I mean? And it's nothing against my parents, because my parents raised me and my 5 siblings,
Right.
they did great. I don't have no complaints about my upbringing. But at the same time, like with the finances and the work and everything that we have, especially with like the training and the workouts and all the different position trainers that they have out there, it's like why not set your kid up for success? You know what I mean?
That's so true.
And so my thing is, it's like I'm trying my best to do what I can to, you know what I mean, keep my family afloat and keep us a roof over our head, you know what I mean, our cars working, and then just having pocket money, but at the same time setting my boys up for the future, you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, they're an investment. I love coaching. Yeah. Did it for 2 years with the Lakewood Lancers, 10U, well, 11U and 12U, and I just got into it just to be able to be there for Jet when he was playing. That was my main focus at the time. But man, being able to mentor and coach like that age group, like where they're, because at that age group you gotta understand, like they're vulnerable, the kids are, because they're kind of like in between levels of, in a sense, like becoming teenagers, which will turn into adults, and then they're coming out of that younger stage where they got to start being more responsible. They got to start, I guess in a sense, like standing on their own 2 feet, you know what I mean? And being able to not have to worry about mom and dad so much, but like taking responsibility, taking accountability. So I like being able to teach kids that kind of stuff. I mean, my boys, my 12U team, like they could tell you straight up how I was when it came to workouts and practices and stuff. Like I instilled more stuff into them that will help them be successful later on in life. You know what I mean? Then
setting them all up, huh?
Yeah,
you good, bro. Yep.
Trying to set them up as best as I can, man.
Yeah.
Like I want to make sure that they have the best ability to succeed,
Right.
in whatever they do. You know what I mean? Because kids, what you gotta understand, especially when it comes to Pop Warner, like not all those kids are gonna go pro. Not all those kids are gonna go to the next level. They're not gonna all play high school football.
Right.
So instead of just teaching them about football, teach them about life.
Right. That's
Give
tight.
them the ability to understand what's out there. What's it called? Pertaining to life rather than just football. Things I guess in the sense of like focus, what's it called? Responsibility, accountability.
Right.
You know what I mean? And teamwork. Like with those kind of lessons, like that goes across, like it's broad where it can go. It doesn't just pertain to football. It can pertain to any sport, soccer, baseball, basketball. So it's like if you teach them those lessons, then they could go anywhere with it. You know what I mean? Rather than just waiting and giving them the opportunity to only learn about football stuff. You know? So
That's all the way across the board.
Yeah.
And you know, just to touch on like what you just said, just to piggyback on our family. Like our families were great. Our parents were great. They were old school. They were trying to Americanize in some way, form, or fashion. And of course, we would catch up to Americanization. And for them, like, okay, whether we made it or not, but we're gonna set the example, and we're gonna, our offsprings, okay, they got a better chance per se, right? Because we're Americanizing. We understand whatever it is we're trying to teach them, they're going to grow into it and like it and love it, right? With all the same energy. And because of our knowledge of, let's just say football, right? We're going to give them all the tools. I mean, go for broke, right? And of course they're going to make it because, look, dude, the Polys dominated the draft, dude. And because the generation, us, of 50s, late 40s, we invested in them because we understand and we know our parents didn't, but they did the best they could, you know, because they're coming from an island, like culture shock totally with all the other races and you know, it was all about discipline with them. With us, of course, it's on discipline, but it's about life. And we opened up a more broader look on life. Not to say our parents didn't, but they did the best they could.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Because the thing is that they're understanding of life. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
you said, they were brought up in the island, so in a sense, they only were what's it called, exposed to that.
Mm-hmm.
But our generation was given the opportunity to. Some of us were able to kind of be the in between, where we learned about the island life, we learned about the culture, we learned about the way it is. But then at the same time, because we're, like you said, starting to become Americanized, we also were able to get knowledge on the Americanized side. You know what I mean? So now we're able to be, at least for our generation, we're able to kind of bring those together.
No doubt.
And then give that to our kids. Like you said, like my understanding and is always to be able to set my kids up for better than what I did. You know what I mean? Because my parents, the way I see it, in order for you to be able to build generational wealth, a lot of people just think about that as finances, right? Generational wealth, finances, homes, cars, whatever the case might be, but it's also about knowledge too.
Right.
So the fact that my parents came straight from the island, their knowledge they were able to instill into us, and then we also had the opportunity to be raised out here in California. You know what I mean? So
true.
We're able to get that side of the understanding.
Right.
And then now, not only are we, like, our goal is to build generational wealth, yes, financially for our kids, but we're also trying to give them the wisdom and the understanding that they can use, because we know that with them, if they're smart enough and if they're willing to, they're going to be able to get everything that we taught them and to be able to add on to it for their kids. You know what I mean? And I feel that's where you build the generational everything.
Right.
Like I said, it's not just about finances, it's about knowledge too. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because the ones that continue to repeat the negative things generation after generation after generation, that's where the wealth is not. You know what I mean? That's
so true.
So it's kind of like, at least for me, like I'm not the what's it called, the richest. I'm not financially, I'm not all the way there, but at least I can instill knowledge and wisdom from what I got from my parents and then what I was able to do, because with that knowledge, man, it's like you get what you get from them, and then yes, every single generation they give you knowledge, but there's some good, some bad. So your objective as the next generation is to pull the good, learn from the bad.
Right.
And then you build on the good for the next one, because you know that when you build to the next one, you're not always going to do good. You're not always going to do the right thing. But at least you build it to where any negative thing or any lessons that need to be learned between us and then our kids, at least they can say, well, I'm going to take all the knowledge, good knowledge that I got, and I'm going to learn from the negative stuff that mom and dad did, and I'm going to try not. That's all it's about. It's about building. It's about building to be able to have structure, right? So I feel that my parents built the foundation, and then, you know what I mean? And then now I'm starting to build what's it called, the walls, in hopes that my kids can start building the rooms. You know what I mean?
No doubt.
And that way, every single generation, the house gets built bigger and bigger and bigger, to the point where at the end of the day, it'll be a mansion.
Absolutely.
You know? I mean, like I said earlier, with me and my dad taught me a lot when it came to mechanically working with like tools and stuff. So I always gravitated towards that. And I think that's why I like working with my hands. You know what I mean? It sucks. But one thing I dislike of it is working out in the elements.
Yeah,
like
that part.
The rain, the heat. You know what I mean? Like when it gets really cold, but other than that, I mean, I just like being out here, and then you're always, anywhere you go and everywhere you go, you're always surrounded by good people. And good people from different walks of life.
In the industry, huh?
Yeah, in the industry. You could, like on this one, we met guys from Louisiana and Texas. You know what I mean? Like, had it not been for this job, we would have never met. But
good-hearted people, though, huh?
And they're like down to earth. Yeah, they have their own ways of doing things because of where they're from. But at the same time, it's like we all come out here to make money, so that's like our what brings us together. But you also get to learn on the downtime whenever like we're not too busy, or even when we're doing work. Like you're able to learn about what they do, where they're from.
Right.
And then same thing with us. We tell them about where we're from, what we do.
Right.
So you get to learn about people at the same time as doing the work, you know? I mean, you got your times where it's hard and it's tough, heavy lifting, you know what I mean? Like muscle aches and stuff from all the work, but I mean, honestly, I don't know of any other trade that I would consider better for me, personally. You want to go ahead and grind and you want to make that money, great place to come. And then, like I said, just surround yourself with good people. Network. Because don't just try to stay in your own bubble. Because when you're on these turnarounds, you want to make sure that you know people, that they get to know you, they like you, so that when that next job comes up, you'll be blessed to be able to get that call. Hey, come to work for me. Or I got this job here, I got this job there. But that's where you gotta be, man. You can't be afraid to talk. You can't be afraid to learn. And if you can learn, whatever it is that you can learn. That's all it is, man. You're learning, you get better. Don't ever think that you know it all, because you can always learn something new every day.
That's well said right there. And there you have it. And we out here, you know, we on dope and boat status, I guess. And we just out here, like you said, enjoying the weather. It is cold, but you can put on an extra layer, you'll be fine. Isn't that right, Jeff?
Yes, sir. Love it.
Till the next one, y'all.